Feeling lost, not sure what to study or how to even start? Don't worry, in this video I will give you a complete day-by-day plan for both PTE Academic and PTE Core. I will show you what works and what doesn't and what to skip to save your time. Stick with me till the end. This plan could be the difference between a low score and your target. Hey everyone, this is Sridhar from PTE Language Institute and I help students crack the PTE with real, honest strategies that actually work. If you're serious about getting your score in 7 days, then subscribe to my channel, like and comment below, and let's get started. If you're looking for online paid coaching, please call me or WhatsApp me in the number given on the description below. Section 1. Speaking modules, read aloud. Practice 10 every day. This is where most people lose scores. The blunder is they try to speak with modulation, which is not required. You just need to speak like the computer does. No score for reading comprehension here. So you just have to read like the computer does. You can also read one sentence, but you're not going to get any score for reading comprehension. So it's better to read the entirety of the read aloud. Individuals who suffer from migraines often struggle to find a treatment that is both reliable and effective. With limited information available regarding how different medications compare to one another. However, a recent study has utilized data from almost 300,000 smartphone app users to avoid in medication decisions for those with migraines. So if you just read in this manner, you can get a better score. Let's move on to repeat sentence. Practice 10 every day.
Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none.
Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none.
Life without love is like tree without blossoms of fruit.
Life without love is like a tree without blossoms of fruit.
The library will be closed on Sundays and public holidays for members.
The library will be closed on Sundays and public holidays for members. So you need to speak first few words on the sentence and last few words on the sentence. Let's move on to describe image. Practice 7 every day. The line graph illustrates annual library visits from 2015 to 2020. In the year of 2015, there were only 5 million library visits. However, it rose to 5.2 million in 2016, whereas it was 5.3 million in 2017. However, it peaked to around 5.5 and 5.6 billion in 2019 and 2020 respectively. Overall, it's a clear depiction of annual library visits in some country. Let's move on to retail lecture. Practice 4 every day. On the retail lecture, capture short phrases. You don't have to write the entirety of the retail lecture. And here the grammar doesn't matter. So I would suggest you write your template upfront and keep it ready so that you can write the small phrases. Write up to 4 sentences by saying the lecture was about, the speaker mentioned, the speaker emphasized, and finally that would suffice. And the tip would be to do summarized spoken text along with the same audio. So 2 tasks are done at the same time. Let's move on to our next task, respond to a situation, which is there in both PTE Core and Academic. Speak naturally and clearly for up to 40 seconds. See my other videos for respond to a situation. Write 3 to 4 long sentences. Don't worry about the grammar, they don't check it. Practice 2 to 3 questions a day. Let's move on to summarize group discussion. Speak naturally and clearly for 40 to 90 seconds, up to 3 to 8 sentences. Here, they won't be checking your grammar, but they will be checking your naturality. Answer short questions. Don't practice this because it's a low scorer. In this, you'll be asked, what is the source of solar energy? You should say the sun. So it is as simple as that. So if you know, say it. Otherwise, just keep mum and move on to the next. Let's move on to section 2, writing modules. In this, you'll be given a summarized written text. At least 2 summarized written texts will be given for 10 minutes each. I'll show you a trick here. You just need to look at the first sentence and last sentence. Use just the fanboy and or but. Let me demonstrate it to you. So what I'm going to do here is just copy maybe the first sentence from the second paragraph, and I will just paste it here and use an and to segregate the sentence from the last sentence from the last paragraph. And use of but is already there, so I don't require it. Okay, so the example would be traditional solar cells known as photovoltaic cells have limitations when it comes to capturing sunlight and converting it into electricity. And this breakthrough in solar cell technology not only holds promise for a more sustainable and eco-friendly future, but also highlights the ongoing advancements in renewable energy. So this is how you need to trick the software to write two sentences, and use of fanboy is important here. Task 2 of the PT core has an email writing in which you'll have to write 100 to 120 words. Watch my other videos for email writing in which I would have given the exact details of how to use the subject line and how to have a salutation on formal email, which is dear sir or ma'am, and yours sincerely for the conclusion. However, for the semi-formal email, you should write dear Mr. Gordon, and for the informal email, you should write dear John and conclude it with yours sincerely and best regards. Yours sincerely for the semi-formal email and best regards for the informal email. Practice at least one email on alternative days. Task 2 of the PTE Academic would be the essay writing. Avoid any template at all costs. So write up to 250 to 260 words. Warning here would be 10 spelling mistakes is equal to 0 score. Practice at least one essay every alternative day. 15 minutes for writing and 5 minutes for proofreading. Here, introduce the topic by paraphrasing the topic by giving your opinion. Give at least two examples on the body para 2 and body para 3 and then conclude. Write at least 250 to 260 words. Section 3, reading modules. Modules to skip here would be the multiple choice, multiple answer and multiple choice, single answer because they are the low scorers. In the reading section, multiple choice, multiple answer, give only one correct answer because you have a negative marking here. On the reorder, the pairs get the marks. Watch my other videos for reorder paragraphs. Fill in the blanks. This is where the marks are in read and write fill in the blanks and drag and drop fill in the blanks. Practice at least 15 to 20 questions every day because enriching vocabulary is important. Let's look at an example. Anger is a powerful emotion that can motivate us to put, take, make, pay, action. So, take action is the right choice here. So, I'm talking about other choices which do not fit in the bill against injustice. So, take action against injustice. But it can also lead us to take rash decisions or harm others. How can we use anger in a positive and productive way? According to experts, the key is to understand the root cause of our anger, plan how to address it, and wait until we cool off before off action, acting to act. Acting would be the right answer here because the sentence is concluding here before acting. All right, anger can give us a false sense of certainty and clarity, making us think that we know the best solution to a problem. However, this can force us, confuse us, block us, blind us. So, anger can only block us to other perspectives or thought process or alternatives. Okay, by reflecting on why we are angry and what our goal is, we can avoid acting impulsively or aggressively. Anger can inspire us to make positive changes in our personal lives, our communities, or the world. Instead of feeling hopeless or helpless about issues that anger us, we can channel our energy into constructive actions because comparative, prior, widespread doesn't fit in the bill, such as contacting elected officials, attending protests, or donating to charitable organizations. We can also use our anger to accomplish tasks that we have been breaking down, setting out, putting off, keeping up. So putting off would be the right answer. The anger to accomplish tasks that we have been putting off, meaning we are avoiding, such as volunteering, apologizing, or learning something new. All right. Section 4, listening modules. Modules to skip here would be multiple choice, multiple answer, and multiple choice, single answer. Highlight correct summary isn't there in core, PTE core, but it is definitely there in PTE academic. Even select from missing word is there in both. All right. 4 listening tasks that you should focus on would be summarize spoken text, listening to fill in the blanks, highlight incorrect words, and write from dictation. Listening to fill in the blanks and highlight incorrect words are the easiest ones here. But for summarize spoken text, I have an example here for you. Write in short phrases and write up to 65 to 68 words on the PTE academic and 28 to 30 words on the PTE core. Practice at least 2 to 3 per day. Let's listen into the audio.
In our fast paced and increasingly complex world, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the demands of modern life. However, there is a growing movement that encourages us to embrace simplicity and find joy in the everyday moments. Simplicity is not about deprivation or austerity, it's about focusing on what truly matters and eliminating unnecessary clutter from our lives. It's about rediscovering the beauty in simplicity, mindfulness, and gratitude. One way to embrace simplicity is by decluttering our physical spaces. Marie Kondo's KonMari method, for example, advocates for keeping only the possessions that spark joy. By tidying up and organizing our surroundings, we create a more peaceful and harmonious environment. Another aspect of simplicity is cultivating mindfulness. This means being fully present in the moment, savoring each experience, and appreciating the small pleasures in life. Whether it's enjoying a cup of tea, taking a leisurely walk in nature, or spending quality time with loved ones, mindfulness allows us to connect with the richness of the present. Gratitude is also a key element in finding joy in simplicity. Taking time to acknowledge and appreciate the things we often take for granted can shift our perspective and bring greater happiness. Practicing gratitude reminds us of the abundance in our lives, even during challenging times. Simplicity does not require a radical overhaul of our lives. It's about making small, intentional choices that align with our values and priorities. By simplifying our lives, we can reduce stress, enhance our well-being, and create space for the experiences and relationships that truly enrich our lives. In conclusion, embracing simplicity is a powerful antidote to the complexities of modern life. It invites us to declutter, be mindful, and practice gratitude, ultimately allowing us to find greater joy in the everyday moments and appreciate the beauty in life's simplicity.
Okay, I've written 65 words. Let's do some correction and proofreading here. Okay, as I told you, we have to write 65 to at least 68 words. Okay. Okay, finally, practicing gratitude and simplifying our life to enrich our life, and it is an antidote for wonderful life. All right, so let me just proofread it once. The lecture was about simplicity. The speaker mentioned it's not about deprivation and avoiding clutter from our life. The speaker emphasized KonMari method, which sparks joy by having peaceful environment. For instance, mindfulness and gratitude is the key to simplicity. Finally, simplicity is like practicing gratitude in our life to enrich our life, and it is an antidote for, I think it was de-stressing our life, the stressful life. Yes. So we have ample 10 minutes before we can do the proofreading and submit and move on to the next. So you might get up to 2 summarized spoken texts. All right then. Write from dictation. You might get up to 3 write from dictation. Make sure to start this sentence with capital letter and end it with a period. So let's do at least one example here. Try to practice at least 10 every day. Let's listen into the audio.
Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States of America and a philanthropist by nature.
Okay, so let's write it. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States of America, and he was a philanthropist by nature. Start with the capital letter and end with a period. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States of America, and he was a philanthropist by nature. So viewers, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the other side. Thanks for watching.